Hi everyone, this is Tyler Conrady, and this is my final presentation for the practicum. And first of all, I would like to go through my table of contents. My introduction is page 3. My goals are page 4, philosophy statement on 5, objective on 6, activities log 7 through 20. My documentation is 21 through 28, summary reflections 29 through 38, bibliography from 39 to 42, and my evaluation form on page 43. First of all, my personal introduction is I grew up in Spearville, Kansas. Went to school all the way through there. And I attended Fort Hays for my undergrad and played baseball up there. Got a history degree. I'm now in my 6th year of teaching at Minneapolis High School. I teach high school history, geography, and I also have a Bible class as well, Bible history. I am the assistant boys basketball coach and the head baseball coach, and currently I would like to continue teaching, but I might look at getting a principal position later on. My goals for the practicum were I hoped to achieve an insight into administrative activities and to achieve an understanding of the work needed to be a successful administrator. My philosophy statement was a successful leader has to make sure they are able to show the prospective followers that he or she cares about them first and foremost. Otherwise, it won't matter what else happens after that. And students will not listen to teachers or learn from teachers that they do not respect. And I think that goes right along with principals as well. My objective for this practicum and here at the school, I do not feel like enough attention is paid to the actual classroom instruction in our building. I would really like to see our administrators in the classrooms more often to see what the actual teachers are doing themselves. And I would like to become more informed about the processes necessary to help teachers better educate their students. Okay, this next part is my activities log, and I have all of my secondary ones first. On August 15th, I did NHS nominations and Standard 4, Function 1, and as part of the NHS committee, we looked at all the students' info sheets who were wanting to become part of NHS, and we decided whether or not to accept them into National Honor Society. And the results of that, it was a really thorough process that I learned a lot from that looks at many different factors on getting people into the program. As far as August 13th goes, we had a cooperative learning professional development day, which was Standard 1, Function 3. Where it provided many cooperative learning strategies and techniques to use in our classroom. And the results are, it really forced me to look at my teaching style and try to implement some of these into my classroom. September 3rd, I had a Costa Rica trip meeting, which is Standard 2, Function 3. I am going to be leading an educational trip to Costa Rica next July. This was a recruitment trip that I was trying to get people more involved in it and hopefully have some people get included. Didn't really have any change in my results on that one. August 20th, a differentiated instruction presentation that I attended, Standard 2, Function 9. It was basically a whole bunch of differentiated instruction classroom techniques that were shown to us, presented to us, and the results were I was able to use and get a lot of instructional techniques that I will hopefully be able to use in my classroom that'll help change the students' learning abilities and make them better. September 18th, we had a Fellowship of Christian Athletes activity that we did. We do those usually once every 2 weeks on Wednesday nights, Standard 5, Function 4. 3 teachers really are helping to organize events every 2 weeks for junior high and high school students. And the results were I realized how much kids need God and Jesus in their life, and hopefully they're able to get that through this organization. The next one is actually an all-year event that I'm still doing. It's a mentor-teacher program, Standard 1, Function 3. I'm mentoring a first-year history teacher this year to basically get him included into the district, and hopefully he'll be able to get his license, his full-time 5-year license after this program. We meet and have activities throughout the year, and the results are I have matured as a teacher, but still I have a long ways to go, and hopefully this will help in that process while I'm teaching him. Also, another thing that goes all semester, first one was all year, this one's all semester, is I do have a student teacher this semester, Standard 3, Function 5. The student teacher is from K-State, and she is just about finished. She's teaching at the high school and the junior high, so we have a couple different teachers that are helping her out here. And the results are providing her with as much insight into the job as possible. August 20th, it was a staff meeting, Standard 1, Function 1, and our principal had us as a staff write down 10 things we wanted to accomplish this year. Teachers were doing it for their classes and for their students to try to have things that they want to get better at. The results are show the students that we do make some mistakes, we are human, we want to get better, and ways in which we want to do better. October 9th, 8th and 9th, I was a senior float sponsor for the senior class for our float and homecoming. Standard 3, Function 1. Just monitoring the float making after school each day, and sponsors move with the class each year, so I'm a senior class sponsor this year, I'll be the freshman next year. No change on the results there. October 8th and 10th, I did some chain gang work for the football game and line judging for volleyball, Standard 3, Function 1. Junior high and high school JV football and high school B and C volleyball line judging. No change on the results. October 30th, I had a student-teacher professors meeting. I met with the professor of my student teacher, Standard 3, Function 5. The K-State professor actually came in and observed her while she was teaching, and I just met with him ahead of time and afterward and talked about some things that she needed to do better or things that she was doing well. October 16th, we had another FCA event, but this one was a Fields of Faith event, Standard 5, Function 4. Students for other schools came and were included in this event. We had a speaker, a band, we had some games, we had food. I also did sing and performed in front of all of the crowd at the event too, and the result was that I still find it pretty difficult to perform in front of a crowd, singing for sure. October 26th was a sub-state volleyball that we hosted, Standard 4, Function 2. We hosted one of the 3A sub-states here in Minneapolis. We had a team host process, which means that I was just kind of helping out each team and hopefully being able to provide them with whatever they needed that day. It was challenging, but I think it would be really fun to be an athletic director. That's something I would really like to do. October 21st, we had technology goals and issues, which is a professional development day, Standard 2, Function 8, where teachers gave their input on technology issues and needs that we had. Results are there were many technology needs in the building, and we hopefully addressed a lot of them. The last one is November 4th through the 6th, parent-teacher conferences, Standard 6, Function 1. On Monday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Wednesday 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. we had parents come in and talk to us about their students, and I had parents of 28 students total that came. Okay, the district activities are next. August 15th, we had McCrell teacher evaluation, Standard 1, Function 4. We're getting a new teacher evaluation system in the building in the district. Administrators are going to have to be in the classroom more, and teachers are going to have to provide artifacts that they're getting better at what they're doing. Results are it's going to be really tedious, but it is going to be a more in-depth process. November 1st, we also had a second McCrell teacher evaluation system, Standard 5, Function 2. They came in and explained the online process of what was going to be needed from us, and the teachers have to self-evaluate themselves prior to the principal coming in and visit. The results are more work for the teachers and the principals, but hopefully it'll be a better system. Excuse me here. Okay, oops. Sorry, there we go. August 16th, we had a bullying, social media, and ESI meeting basically that we had, Standard 3, Function 3. In bullying, it was kind of how to stop it, how to prevent it. Social media, be careful on the uses of social media, and ESI was emergency safety interventions, things that we need to do as teachers. The results are think about pictures on your social media and what you're doing. October 7th, technology meeting we had, Standard 2, Function 8. We met in the Board of Education office to discuss tech problems that we had, put together plans to help resolve issues in the district, and the results were it was a long, detailed process, but hopefully we got a lot of problems solved. August 19th, we had a school safety plan, Standard 3, Function 3. We talked about a lot of changes to our district crisis plan, talked about intruder policies and lockdown situations, and the results were it makes you think about all the possibilities that can come about. October 28th, we had a site count. Okay, these are grade school, October 28th, site council meeting, standard 2, function 8, a lot of couple grade school topics, iPads in the classroom, and a crisis plan. Results were figured out what actually a site council meeting was. I didn't know ahead of time. November 5th, the team day, standard 1, function 3. Many school officials were involved. Specific children were talked about behavioral and academic needs for specific kids all day long. I was only there for 1 hour. Results were it was much more time and effort than the high school to get this done. November 5th, Cub Backers meeting, standard 6, function 1. We had a booster club, basically a booster club meeting, talked about Fall Fest, teacher grants, and an author in assembly was going to come and talk. Results were discovered many of the group's activities and what they were accomplishing. November 11th, they had a Veterans Day program, standard 4, function 2, honored 11 veterans, sang patriotic songs, and the American flag t-shirts that they had. Results were I was proud of the district and our veterans. November 18th, they had a family night, standard 6, function 1. It was a reading night. They had supper, then they had activities for the students and the parents. These are some of my documentation that I had. I'm just going to kind of scroll through these pretty slowly. Begin teacher mentor, Costa Rica trip, Cub Backers family night, FCA, NHS, site council meeting, had the volleyball tournament, teacher evaluation, technology issues, the Veterans Day program, and my conduct code. So far as the summary reflection goes, exploration, I didn't know what activities to expect, but I knew it was going to be a summary of 11 other 11 other classes, and I knew the ISLC standards were going to be involved because these classes use them very regularly. Explanation, I enjoyed many of the activities. There were a lot of enlightening activities in the grade school that I didn't know about, Team Day and Cub Backers, and also administration processes with the technology issues we had and the sub-state. Conjecture, although my preconceptions prior to the practicum were limited, the activities included in the course allowed me to further develop my understanding the responsibilities of an administrator. Analysis, I did this for each standard. Activities needed cooperation from many people and sources, all of these activities for standard 1. Activities focused on student and staff learning and growth, these were for function 2. Activities focused on the safety and welfare of staff and students, this one for function 3. Activities focused on families, community members, and resources, all of these for function 4. Activities focused on integrity, ethics, and fairness, all of these for function 5, or standard 5, excuse me, I keep saying function. Activities focused on political, economical, and social issues, all of these for standard 6. And in synthesis, overall, you have to care about the students and the staff, be firm but very understanding in order to gain respect and confidence from your teachers and your students. And I know there's going to be numerous responsibilities as a principal, and some will be very difficult, but the most important thing is trust from your students and your staff members in your school. Yeah, these are some websites, and this is my bibliography page that I had. First articles, helpful hints for first-year teachers to offer to my student teacher. Second article gave advice for new principals. Some of the topics are make decisions, be a confident person, and a positive leader of the school. Oops, excuse me. Third one had to do with, talked about the separation of church and state, which I felt went along with my Bible history class. The fourth one, the article talked about ways to foster school and family relationships for better student learning, which is also very important for principals. The fifth one, Mr. Larkin lists 10 ideas about how to make student teaching an enjoyable experience for the student teachers. Number 6, after reading the article, I needed to develop instructional tactics that allow the students to become more involved. Number 7, boys have to have a good relationship with and respect the teacher before they'll work well in the classroom. Number 8 tips to start a new principal's career. In this article were transition, build relationships, learn the culture, don't change everything, honor your teachers, pick your battles, delegate, and stay a while. Number 9, 5 topics assessed in the article were shaping a vision of success for all students, creating a climate hospitable to education, cultivating leadership in others, improving instruction, and managing people, data, and processes to foster school improvement. The last one was I teach in a rural district and grew up in an even smaller one, so I know the struggles of funding and make sure students are receiving a proper education. And here is my summative evaluation form at the end, and thank you very much. I hope you've had a good semester. I know I have.